It is such an honor for the Canadian Folk Music Awards to be in Edmonton this year, the home of the legendary Edmonton Folk Music Festival, amazing supportive radio for our genre like CKUA, CJSR, and CBC, the home of the only national folk magazine in all the land, Penguin Eggs, and a great history of supporting folk music at local folk clubs. This is the 11th edition of the Canadian Folk Music Awards and the second time that we're in Edmonton. And our awards gala takes place this year on Sunday, November 8th at the beautiful Citadel Theatre. The gala is preceded by 3 nominee showcase events that are also open to the public, plus other events that we'll share a little later.
C'est un honneur pour les prix musique folk canadienne d'être à Edmonton cette année, une ville importante pour la scène nationale. En plus de son légendaire festival folk, Edmonton compte aussi les stations de radio CKUA, CBC et Radio-Canada, qui sont des fidèles supporters du genre folk. Le seul magazine de musique folk canadienne, Penguin Eggs, est aussi basé ici à Edmonton. Et la ville est reconnue depuis longtemps pour son soutien à la musique folk grâce, entre autres, à des nombreux folk clubs.
About the awards, the CFMA employs 95 volunteer jurors comprised of musical peers, artistic directors, venue operators, folk DJs, journalists, and other experts located across Canada. It's a blind jury, which means the jurors don't know who else is judging and in which categories. This is the time of year when we learn who they thought were among Canada's finest artists in the broad folk music genre, whether they be contemporary singer-songwriters, traditional music practitioners, francophone and Aboriginal songwriters, and young performers. In all, the CFMA celebrates 19 different categories of folk music, plus it honors an individual who contributes mightily to the scene under the radar with the Unsung Hero Award, and this year, the Unsung Hero is Arthur McGregor of Ottawa.
Les prix musique folk canadiens font appel à 95 jurys bénévoles, des musiciens, des directeurs artistiques, des gérants de salles, des animateurs de radio, des journalistes et d'autres experts de partout au Canada. Nous voici donc à ce moment de l'année où nous connaîtrons les noms de ceux et celles qui les jurés ont désigné être les plus remarquables artistes folk canadiennes dans le large éventail de genres folk, que ce soit des auteurs-compositeurs contemporains, des musiciens traditionnels, des auteurs-compositeurs francophones ou autochtones, ou des jeunes de la relève. En tout, les prix musique folk canadienne soulignent 19 catégories différentes de la musique folk. De plus, avec le prix de travailleurs de l'ombre, les prix musique folk canadienne rendent hommage à un individuel dont l'immense contribution à la scène folk peut peut-être pas être reconnue de sa juste valeur. Cette année, le travailleur de l'ombre sera remis à Arthur McGregor d'Ottawa. And now, we get to the good part here. The nominees.
No, the good part is the choir.
Oh yeah, the choir. I thought they were just a backdrop.
No.
Okay. All right, the nominees. We're going to announce the nominees here in all the categories, and we're going to start with Traditional Album of the Year, Album Traditionnel de l'année.
Ferris and Jason Romero, A Wanderer I'll Stay. Matthew Byrne, Hearts and Heroes. Jamie Stone, Jamie Stone's Lomax Project. Natalie McMaster and Donal Leahy, One. Le Vent du Nord, Tetu.
The next category is Contemporary Album of the Year, Album Contemporain de l'année.
Jen Grant, Compostela. The Once, Departures. Gabrielle Papillon, The Tempest of Old. John Brooks, The Smiling and Beautiful Countryside, and Catherine McClellan, The Raven's Son.
The next category is Children's Album of the Year, Album Jeunesse de l'année. Oh, it's me. Thank you. Gina Lina, Forest Friends Nature Club album. Stella Swanson, I love these titles. I'm Not a Bunny. Henri Godon with La Vie Rêvée. The Swinging Bells, More Sheep, Less Sleep. And Hillary Grist with Tomorrow is a Chance to Start Over. And now we go to Traditional Singer of the Year, chanteur traditionnel de l'année.
Ferris Romero, A Wanderer I'll Stay by Ferris and Jason Romero. Tamar Ayana, Eri Lombra by Ventanas. Matthew Byrne, Hearts and Heroes. Annie Lou, Tried and True.
Nice.
Michael Jerome Brown, Sliding Delta.
And now we go to Contemporary Singer of the Year, chanteur contemporain de l'année.
Sarah McDougall, Grand Canyon. Jory Nash, The Many Hats of Jory Nash. Catherine McClellan, The Raven's Son. Amelia Curran, They Promised You Mercy. And Peter Katz, We Are the Reckoning.
The Instrumental Solo Artist of the Year category, Instrumentiste Solo de l'année, Nick Hornbuckle for 12 by 2 plus or minus 1. I love these album titles. Jean-François Bélanger for Les Vents Orfèvres. Patty Kosteruk for Milestone. Wendy McIsaac for Off the Floor. And Adriana Ciccone for The Back of Winter. Instrumental Group of the Year, Groupe Instrumental de l'année.
Coastline. Shane Cook and Jake Sharon, Head to Head. Monsoon, Mandela. Lemon Bucket Orchestra, Murka. Natalie McMaster and Donnell Leahy, One.
For Vocal Group of the Year, Groupe Vocal de l'année.
Jason and Ferris Romero, A Wanderer I'll Stay. The Good Lovelies, Burn the Plan. The Young Novelists, Made Us Strangers. The Lucky Sisters, So Lucky. Fortunate Ones, The Bliss.
Ensemble of the Year, Groupe de l'année.
Big Little Lions, A Little Frayed, A Little Torn. The Sweet Lowdown, Chasing the Sun. The Once, Departures. Jamie Stone's Lomax Project. And Whitehorse, Leave No Bridge Unburned.
Our Solo Artist of the Year, Instrumentiste Solo de l'année.
Oh Susanna, Name Dropper. Lizzie Hoyt, New Lady on the Prairie. Michael Jerome Brown, Sliding Delta. Catherine McClellan, The Raven's Son. And Amelia Curran, They Promised You Mercy.
English Songwriter of the Year, auteur-compositeur anglophone de l'année.
Jen Grant, Compostela. Luke Doucette and Melissa McClelland, Whitehorse, Leave No Bridge Unburned. Catherine Allen and Andrew James O'Brien, The Fortunate Ones, with The Bliss. John Brooks, The Smiling and Beautiful Countryside. And Amelia Curran, They Promised You Mercy.
French Songwriter of the Year, auteur-compositeur francophone de l'année. Jocelyne Baribeau for Entre Toi et Moi. Louis-Jean Collier for Les Grands à Terre. Benoît Pinette, Tire le Coyote for Panorama. Danny Placard for Santa Maria. And Geneviève Toupin, Willows, for the CD titled Willows. Aboriginal Songwriter of the Year, auteur-compositeur autochtone de l'année.
The Jerrycans, Akulak. Raven Kanatakta and Shoshana Kish for The Light, Digging Roots. Buffy St. Marie, Power in the Blood. Miranda Curie, Up in the Air. And Laura Vinson and Free Spirit, Warrior.
For the World Solo Artist of the Year, Artiste de l'année Musique de Monde Solo, we have Wagner Petrilli with Confiaso. I'm going to say that again. Confisao. Elage for a CD called Diam. Jean-François Bélanger for Les Vents Orfèvres. Kiran Aliwalia for Sonata, Stillness, and Emmanuel Jal for The Key. The World Group of the Year, Groupe de musique de monde de l'année.
Ventanas with Ere Lumbra, Ayad with Ayad, Alex Cuba with Healer, Monsoon with Mandela, and the Lemon Bucket Orchestra with Murka.
For the category of New and Emerging Artist of the Year, Artiste de la Relève.
The Harpoonist and the Axe Murderer with A Real Fine Mess. The River and the Road with Headlights. The Young Novelists with Made Us Strangers. Crooked Brothers with Thank You, I'm Sorry. The Fortunate Ones, I say that a lot. Thank you, I'm sorry. Fortunate Ones with The Bliss.
Producer of the Year, Réalisateur de l'année.
Ferris and Jason Romero and David Travers Smith for A Wanderer I'll Stay by Ferris and Jason Romero. Les Cooper for Burn the Plan by The Good Lovelies. Daniel Ledwell for Compostela by Jen Grant. Mari Pulver, Dave Saglinski, and Steve Bell for Pilgrimage by Steve Bell. Jory Nash and Chris Stringer for The Many Hats of Jory Nash by Jory Nash.
In the Pushing the Boundaries category, Innovation Musicale.
The Jerry Cans, Akulak. Kevin Bright, Ernesto and Delilah. White Horse, Leave No Bridge Unburned. Dana Sipos, Roll Up the Night Sky. And The Shoeless with The Shoeless.
And finally, Young Performer of the Year, Jeune Artiste de l'année.
Coastline with Coastline. Mira Miko with Mira. Benjamin Dakota Rogers with A Strong Man's Address to the Circus Crowd. Rebecca Lappa, who is a member of our choir today, with Tattered Rose. And Robbie Banks with Through February Snow.
And that is our 19 categories of the nominees for the 2015 Canadian Folk Music Awards. Yes, exactly. A round of applause for all the nominees. And for the 95 jurors who listened to a lot of albums to come up with this particular list. All right, so that basically concludes that portion of it. Just a reminder, this week's, Rhea, you take the reminder, go ahead.
This year's CFMA weekend takes place in Edmonton on November 6th through the 8th. The CFMA weekend includes open to the public music showcases, workshops, and the CFMA Gala event. Music showcases happen on Friday, November 6th and Saturday, November 7th at Parkview Community Hall at 9135 146th Street. There'll also be a very special live-to-air broadcast of a popular 2-hour CKUA radio folk show, The Folk Roots, hosted by Tom Coxworth. That'll take place 10 a.m. on Sunday, November 8th at the Newcastle Pub, and it will feature some of the CFMA nominees in concert. The CFMA Gala takes place on Sunday, November 8th, 2015 at the Citadel Theatre, and tickets for the gala are $48. They are on sale right now at the Citadel Theatre. And for more information, go to folkawards.ca.
Cette année, les festivités de Prix Musique Folk canadien se tiendront à Edmonton du 6 au 8 novembre. Le week-end de PMFC comprend des concerts vitrines de finalistes ouverts au public, des ateliers ainsi que le gala de remise de prix. Les concerts vitrines auront lieu le vendredi 6 et le samedi 7 novembre au Parkview Community Hall. De plus, le public pourra assister à une présentation spéciale en direct de la populaire émission radio de CKUA Folk Roots à 10h le matin à Newcastle Pub, mettant en vedette des artistes en nomination. Et le gala se tiendra le dimanche 8 novembre au Citadel Theatre au coût de $48 pour information prixfolk.ca. Enfin, cette chorale locale derrière moi a été mise sur pied par le comité local d'Edmonton des prix de musique folk canadienne, sous la direction de Rhea Marsh et accompagnée au guitare par M. Bill Worthman. La chorale ouvrira, excuse-moi, pour conclure cette présentation avec la version de la chanson que vous avez vue, These Hands. This local choir was organized by the Edmonton Local Committee of the Canadian Folk Music Awards, who are doing an outstanding job. There's a lot of work for any local committee at any folk music awards, and the Edmonton group has not disappointed and will not disappoint again this year. And this choir behind us is going to perform the song These Hands as part of our national scrum to conclude our event, the song by Dave Gunny that you saw earlier on the video. And without any further ado, Bill Worthman, Rhea March, and the unnamed choir.
Some hands have blessed a million people.
Some hands have freed the world from evil.
So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine?
Some hands can save a life from dying. Some hands can comfort a baby crying.
So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? I want to sing it from my heart. I want to hear it in the wind. It goes around the world and comes back again. All that we can ask is for us to be free, to use them when we want, for whatever the need.
Some hands give voice to a nation.
Some hands hold the times they are changing.
So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine?
Que puis-je faire avec mes mains? Que puis-je faire avec mes mains? J'ai besoin d'un héros aujourd'hui et pas demain. Dis-moi, que puis-je faire avec ces mains?
Shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands
Tell me what shall I do with these hands of mine? Tell me what shall I do with these hands of mine?
Nicely done.
Thank you all very much for coming out.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, choir.